everybody's recollection, the reason this is before you is that it was required by the revised charter that was adopted by the voters on August 7, 2012. And in order for this to be put into place and to become effective and do its work as the commission, in 2013, action needs to be taken fairly soon to get this board legally going, and then get the members appointed so they can do the work that's required of them in 2013. The terms of this proposed ordinance were given to you before. It did change a little bit because there was the question about voting and what a 2/3 vote would be with the configuration we have of a city commission. So that's now by 4 votes specified right in it, rather than using the 2/3 fraction by which someone then had to calculate what it would mean. So we cleaned that up. And you would have received also some, again, the samples that have been provided earlier of what some other communities have done. And if you took the time to review that again, you would see that our version made use of some of those samples, but I went for the more abbreviated form of the ordinance, keeping it as succinct as I could. There isn't anything in here that's controversial or odd or unusual. So my recommendation is that you get it adopted as required by the revised charter, and then we can work on getting the board filled and get it up and running.
All right, thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
Support.
Comments from the public? Commission comments? The one section provides that it becomes effective. I'm sorry, the appointments have to be made within 60 days of the effective date. If this passes this evening, is January 7th the effective date?
Usually we consider when it's published as the effective date. And that it's only the first member that has to be appointed that quickly. It doesn't really specify for the rest. But the way I remember that, I've looked at that before.
But if they're supposed to meet on the first Tuesday in May,
we need to be moving quickly.
Correct. And it seemed to me, I saw Mrs. Klein had prepared, someone had revised their interest indicators.
Well, perhaps to include the compensation commission.
Those wishing to serve on this. I thought I had seen that. If not, it was at least being proposed that the interest indicator be modified. But hopefully the word gets out that we're looking for 5 people to volunteer to serve, beginning with the first appointment within 60 days of when this becomes effective, so that hopefully everything's in place by the time they meet on the first Tuesday in May.
That's the time frame there.
Good. Any other comments or questions? All right, we'll vote on this then.
Hoganson?
Yes.
James?
Yes.
Rothstein?
Yes.
Warba?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
So, I've talked to my election commission, which consists of Mayor Warba, City Attorney Eric William, and myself, and I've discussed this with them. They met, have reviewed the proposal, and the proposal is to combine precinct 1 and 3 to become a new precinct 1. And if you look up here on the map, precinct 1 and precinct 3 currently is the library and public safety. We could combine those into one precinct, and they could go to public safety. We talk about combining 2 and 5, and 2 currently comes down to City Hall, so we could keep that voting precinct here. And then precinct 4 would be the entire east side of the city, and that would be precinct 3. The colors on the map here indicate county commission districts. So if you look, precinct 5 and 2 fit together very nicely because it is the same county district. 1 and 3 fit together very nice because they are the same county district. I'll see if I can get the other proposed map here. There it is. So this is what it would look like without the lines. We have precinct 1 is larger, precinct 2 is larger, and precinct 3 is across the river. And it worked out very nice because by proposing this, The number of voters in those combined precincts are all still about the same. They range from 1,400 to the 1,600. Some of the considerations for the recommendation is, like I said, moving up the equipment. It's really physically exhausting to do. The cost saving, we would have to print less ballots. We would have fewer election workers would be needed, and it would be less expense for us with DPW. We would have extra equipment on hand in case on election day one of the tabulations broke down, because I would therefore have the leftover equipment from the two precincts that we would be consolidating. The other consideration is we are currently at the library, and with the library renovations, it's going to be harder, if not almost impossible, to conduct an election there. The one room that we do use, the larger room upstairs, will have computers in it. They say that they're portable, but you know, we're getting into even more physical work than to having to move all that equipment prior to election day. So I have made this proposal to talk to the county clerk on it, and she said absolutely. There's no reason not to do this. It makes perfect sense to do. And so that's what the particular proposal is on.